Grand Rising Soul Fam. So I wanted to come on and share a Wisdom Keeper story by the 64 Faces of Awakening deck by Dr. Rosy Aronson. And fun fact, I've been doing this now since 2021. Every time these come around, I share these stories. And I've had various accounts that I've lost now. They've been taken over by hackers and so it feels like every time I come back to these stories, I'm a brand new version of me reading the story for the very first time. So I just wanted to share that as it's kind of fun to kind of get a little bit nostalgic here. So right now we're in Gene Key 41. This is the shadow of fantasy. This is the gift of anticipation, and this is the city or the divine expression of emanation. And it starts off with a Richard Rudd quote that says, "Genius manifests while non-genius dreams." So here's the beautiful imagery here by Dr. Rosy Aronson. And here we go. My wisdom story. I grew up in an impoverished and drought-stricken village. My parents owned a small farm and were able to provide the villagers eggs, milk, and a listening ear. As a young child, I heard countless stories of people living lives of quiet desperation. While most young girls dreamed of marrying and having children, I closed my eyes and imagined myself a princess of the great temple, laying my hands upon the sick, using my psychic abilities to reunite people with their destinies, and bringing fertility back to the land. But then I opened my dreamy eyes and I felt overcome with heaviness. For years, I tried to fill my mind with visions of a glorious future in order to keep the pain of the world away. I drove myself relentlessly with my unrealistic fantasies, reading every book I could find on healing modalities and sacred plants. I even sneaked into a forbidden library to learn about ancient ceremonies where initiates entered sacred bridal chambers and left their bodies to return again awake. Sounds familiar? While my sisters became wives and mothers, I became a hyperactive bundle of nerves. I disregarded my body's signs of fatigue and pushed on until I could barely eat, much less study. I lost my strength as well as my faith in the impossible and isolated path I'd chosen. To make things worse, my mother fell ill from having cared for me for so long. One day, to our family's shock, a priestess from the great temple knocked on our door. She was a magnificent, radiant being who was told during a meditation to travel to our home on foot. She floated her hand above my mother's chest, and I watched in awe as the spark in my mother's eyes returned. In that moment, it dawned on me that in all the years I had spent filling my mind with knowledge, I had never dared to apply it. I was too terrified to try and to fail. A wave of shame came over me as I realized how powerless I was to help my own mother. As if she could hear me think, the priestess pierced into my eyes and soul and said, "Dear child, you cannot do this work with your mind, nor can you do this alone." Then she took my hand and said, "I came for your mother, but I also came for you." That day marked the beginning of my true apprenticeship and life's work. My gift to you. I come when it's time for a new experience. A new world or life chapter is beckoning you. Every cell in your body is intricately linked, just as every impulse within you is communicating to the whole of creation. If you listen carefully, you can anticipate what is coming, as well as what's truly needed. You hold the key to your dreams in your own hand, and it's your responsibility to turn the key. But remember, you're not here to manifest your dreams on your own. Allow others to participate, and take one small step at a time. Pace yourself, ask for help, and rest when you need it. Don't overdo or underdo. Do not expect things to turn out exactly as you imagine. Then embrace the thrill of anticipation. Questions for contemplation this week. Where in your life do you tend to feel too full or too empty? Do you tend to go back and forth between the two? Do you fantasize a lot, but have difficulty making things happen? Are you so driven to manifest your dreams that you burn out? Track your thoughts in your journal today. How much time did you spend obsessing about the future or rehashing the past? Share a dream with someone you trust. Let them in. Let them influence the shape and direction of your dream. Here's a beautiful imagery here. And there you go. So much of this shadow of fantasy is just the unfulfilled dream of your life that you want to step into. So, invitation to ask yourself what it is you truly want and how you can take steps in that direction to make it happen. It doesn't just have to be a fantasy. You get to create it as a reality. Sending you so much love this week. Namaste.